Justice for my boy, Kiyora Jin. Hey guys, Dark Hero Josh here, and today we're going to be talking about Kiyora Jin and everything we know about him so far in the current story of Blue Lock, and what we can expect from him in the future. Mainly because Isagi wanted to be a selfish ass motherfucker and bring Hiyori's ass into the match for the sake of his goal, head-ass. Like, don't get me wrong, I fuck with Hiyori heavy. Me and him are practically brothers, like we literally share the same dad. He's just lacking in melanin, that's all. Now, obviously, given the amount of attention Hiyori was getting from even before this match even started, we obviously knew that in some point of this game versus the Ubers, he would come into play. But if I knew it would come at the cost of my boy Kiyora, tough name by the way, Kiyora, then I'd take back all the prayers about Hiyori subbing in this match up until this point. But with all that aside, for now at least, let's just get straight into this video in tribute for my boy Kiyora and what we can expect from him in the match between PXG. Because Kanshiro, I swear to you, if you don't put my man in the PXG game, I'm going to be all the way fucked up. Now, in the manga of Blue Lock, Kiyora Jin made his first appearance in chapter 93 as we see him a part of the second team to clear the second selection along with Nagi, Baro, Chigiri, and Zantetsu, wearing the number 21, meaning he cleared the first stage of the second selection where he had to score 100 goals quite fast before characters like Chigiri or Kunigami, etc. But that doesn't really matter. Zantetsu says to Bachira as they both meet up that he was the fourth one to join the team and Kiyora was the fifth. So technically we can say that not a lot of people know at least the extent of his abilities and skills and all that. In the third selection, he was one of the many people that were unable to score a goal but was on the reserves for the Blue Lock 11 team that were going up against the former Japan U20 team with the likes of Reo and Baro, who both managed to score at least one goal in the third selection. Now, although Reo and Baro did get subbed into that match eventually instead of Kiyora, him just being on the reserves has to count as something, right? Like Baro has something, Reo has his copy technique, even Tokimitsu is on the reserves and he has crazy stamina, so it must mean that Kiyora has some sort of ability that makes him different from the rest, surely. Like, even looking at Kiyora's character design, tough character design by the way, literally makes it seem like there's more to his character than meets the eye. The next time we see his name pop up again is when we see him choose to join Germany's Bastard Munich to play on rather than the other four clubs. And in the recent chapter of Blue Lock, chapter 230, as the 3 minutes for the star change system are up and both Snuffy and Noah are heading back to the bench, Noah asks Corona if he can still run, and Corona responds with that he can, but we can all see that he's obviously lying and try to be tough. So Noah decides to sub in Kiyora to replace Corona on the right back position, being that he has the best overall numbers from everyone else on the bench. Now, during this moment, I know we were all pretty hype, you know, like already him being one of the top characters in Blue Lock that we've been wanting to see his skill set in a while, and just naturally how he plays overall. But that all came apart when Isagi's ass had to be like, for the sake of my goal, Noah, sub in Hiyori, please. But even after that, Isagi was kinda gassing my man Kiyora up, saying how his individual stats are up there with the rest of the starters, and his skill set allows him to be the perfect replacement for Corona. So from that alone, we can assume that he's at least Corona level, obviously. And if Kiyora were to actually sub in, Isagi wouldn't have really lost anything in terms of skill. Now, knowing Corona is really good when it comes to short passes, and from what we've seen from Hiyori, having passing skills comparable to Itoshi Sai, that he's good with long passes, so many people are theorizing that Kiyora would be the mix of both, and he'd be good at giving mid-range type of passes. You know, the best of both worlds, kind of. Now, let's talk about what we can expect in the match between Bastard Munich and PXG, because Kiyora will play in that match. Like, trust me, he will. Kanshiro, again, this is not a threat. You've been a GOAT when it comes to all these matches, don't get me wrong. But not having Kiyora play in that match is gonna have that status removed from you faster than when Loki passed Isagi and Rin during the World 5 arc. I swear to you. So I'd be careful on who you got playing in that match. But anyways, this panel is also a reason why people think Kiyora is gonna play, because now he's the only one a part of that V-shaped kind of thing that hasn't played. Now, honestly, I wasn't really rocking with that idea alone because, that just kind of seemed a bit stretched. But there's another panel that crossed my mind when I was thinking about this, that being the Kaiser panel where he calls Isagi a foolish clown for the first time. Now, at first you might not see it, but let me explain it to you. Now, in this panel, there are 4 people, of course that being Kaiser and the 3 people surrounding him, being Ness, Grim, and Eric. And they all follow the philosophy of getting Kaiser the ball for him to finish. And with him being the striker, it just makes sense logically for them to give the striker the ball for him to finish. Well, just take this panel, right? And replace Kaiser with Isagi, and Ness, Grim, and Eric with Kurona, Hiyori, and Kiyora. Now, this I can definitely see in the near future of the NEL, considering that Isagi wants to create a team that revolves around him like Bastard Munich does around Kaiser. And considering how everything seems to be going in the manga so far, it's definitely not too far-fetched to say that this is something that we'll be able to see very soon. But with that, that's all I've got for you guys today about Kiyora Jin, my boy. I know, a pretty short video, but hey, if he starts making bigger impacts in the story, I'd be good to talk about him again on the channel. But if you did enjoy the video, then please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment down below who else should I talk about next in Blue Lock. I forgot to mention this in my previous video, but yes, we did hit 10k like a week or 2 ago, so I just want to express my gratitude to you guys, and I just want to say that I really appreciate every single one of you from the bottom of my heart, truly. And don't worry, because I will be here and I'll continue to make great Blue Lock content along with other animes on the side if you guys want, from week to week, for you guys to keep watching and overall grow this sort of community we got going on here. But with that, I hope you guys have a great day. Appreciate you guys for this crazy milestone we just hit, and see ya.